Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on Stargirl, and this will be my review for Stargirl episode 3, titled Icicle. And let's just say, off the bat, things just got even more crazier than ever. Before I get into the review, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse and DCU content coming your way. And obviously, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode, you have been warned, as we will be heading into spoilers in a bit as I will break down the episode and I'll be giving you guys my overall thoughts on it. And with that in mind, let's get straight into this review. So this episode kicks off with a flashback, and we are 8 years in the past, and we see Jordan, aka Icicle, giving his final words to his wife before she passes away. But one really interesting thing that comes into play was that when the wife said to Jordan, "If anyone tries to get in your way, destroy them." So this is pretty much why Icicle's motivation is to be a villain and things like that, because he wants people to pay for what they've done to his wife. And we find that out as well throughout this episode. Now we're then in present day, and once again Courtney is all in that superhero business, and she doesn't want to go to school but rather wants to hunt down the other members of the Injustice Society. But Pat, in the other hand, wants to take things slow, and he wants to get as much intel as possible before taking action, and they want to check on Brainwave and things like that. Now we do have this scene with Joey Zarek and his father William, who is obviously the wizard, and he's just showing his son some magic tricks with cards, and these cards do come into play later on as well. But we then have Courtney in school, and she notices the cracked school logo, and the cleaner almost feels like he knew that Courtney has something to do with it, as he gives that nasty stare, and we just see Courtney running away inside. But we do then have Joey Zarek again, and he shows Courtney some magic tricks but fails. But one nice thing that Courtney does is that she makes everyone think that he got the magic right, it actually worked, so doesn't get him embarrassed basically, because she got a 3 card and Joey pulls out a 7, so just so he doesn't get embarrassed, she's "Oh wow, you got it correct." And I just thought that was a really nice act. We then have Yolanda Montez, and her locker has been painted with a very nasty word which I will not say, and Courtney wants to see if she's okay and stuff. But she is also getting bullied by Cindy Berman as well, and she mocks him with dating Brainwave's son, Henry Jr. Now, next episode is heavily Yolanda focused, and I'm not going to say anything in this video because I don't want to spoil it, but you will find out maybe next episode or the next week, or if you take a closer look at some posters, you'll find out what it is. And we do have Courtney in a math class with this guy called Cameron, and he does have a big reveal towards the end of the episode, but essentially he's the one who repainted Yolanda's locker to make it look cool with those flowers and stuff like that. Now we do then have Jordan, aka Icicle, just sitting at the balcony of William Zarek's house, and they're talking about more ISA business and how Brainwave is in a coma, and Icicle wants to find out more about this new Starman and Stargirl. But actually William isn't interested in this stuff anymore, and we do also have Jordan taking back control as the leader of the ISA. He does also talk about fighting the injustice that some people did to his wife, which resulted to her death, and that is his motivation, as I said. But we do have William mentioning that his family is more important than anything, and basically that just gives some huge foreshadowing on what's to come, because Jordan is really pissed off right now, and you could almost predict what Icicle will attempt to do, due to that little mistake that William just made. and it was just a really intense scene as well. Now we do head back to Courtney's mother's workplace, but this time we find out that the actual boss is Jordan and he takes back control. Now they're continuing with this American dream thing, and Barbara does come up with some ideas to make Blue Valley better, but although the other guy, I don't know his name, isn't a fan of what Barbara is saying, Jordan, in the other hand, plays the nice guy and almost he goes on board with Barbara's ideas, which is like to put a theater in that section of Blue Valley. Now we do have Courtney walking home from school, and we see this field covered in ice in the shape of a star, and this is to obviously call out Stargirl. So Courtney does end up going to Pat, and they both suit up and they head to the area. Now Icicle does shoot some ice, which ends up freezing both Pat's suit and Courtney's staff, so they're in some serious trouble as, number one, Pat cannot do anything as the striped suit is literally frozen, and Courtney cannot use her staff, so she's all alone. But one part that I really loved was when Pat used that like fist punch thing, fist blast if you want to call it. He uses Stripe's fist to like blast Icicle away, which results Icicle flying into that bridge. It was such a sick moment, but also ends up being a really big mistake as well. And essentially Icicle then ends up going to that bridge, as I said, and the bridge gets like all frozen and stuff, but we do see that school bus like in that road as well. So this results to the bus crashing. Now Stripe does end up saving the bus, but one holy crap moment was when Icicle blows wind on Joey Zarek, and this makes like the card from Joey fly away, and Joey is like going after the card, and a car ends up crushing Joey, killing him. And that was just such a sad scene, but it was still jaw-dropping, and we do see that Courtney's reaction to it as well, and like it was just like so shocking how like Icicle just killed his friend's son, and obviously that was the foreshadowing that I was talking about when William was talking about his family mattered more, and so he basically killed this kid on purpose. But yeah, Courtney and Pat are now even more motivated to take down Icicle as well, and he's now responsible for the death of Starman and other JSA members, as well as a friend of Courtney's. But we then have Pat taking Courtney to the JSA hideout, which was so cool, and we get this like sick shot of the round table, but also we see the JSA member banners as well. So we see like Dr. Fate, we see Dr. Midnight, we see The Flash, we see Alan Scott Green Lantern. It was just really cool Easter eggs that they just put over there, and it was just sick. And we see some props associated with each of the JSA members as well. So we have like Dr. Fate's helmet, Alan Scott's Green Lantern's lantern, Our Man's helmet, we have Dr. Midnight's owl, and we have Johnny Thunder's pen, and yeah, Jay Garrick's helmet as well, like especially that one, like that was so cool for me. But Courtney comes up with an idea to reform a JSA and recruit new people, and Pat isn't on board with this, as he says that like the original JSA had like huge experience, they had like years and years of experience, and they were still no match for the ISA. And he's just like, so what will just like a couple of new recruits gonna do against the ISA? They are literally no match for them. So that's why Pat isn't on board with this. So Pat says that you're not going to be Stargirl for a while, and I'm not going to be Stripe for a while, as a kid just died, and we cannot like risk any more deaths happening. And we do also have this intense scene where William finds out about the murder of his son. He rushes to grab his wand and goes after Jordan. Now we do have a short confrontation between the two, and we have William pulling out his wand to attack Jordan. It was just so intense, but this leads to Jordan freezing the wand and also freezing the wizard, ends up killing one of the ISA members just like that. It just wow. Icicle so far is my favorite Injustice Society member. The actor I think is really really good. The character as well is just great. And what's even more crazy is that he goes back to work pretending like nothing happened. It was just so insane. And we find out that this Cameron guy in the math class for Courtney is actually Jordan's son, which was a shocking reveal. But the ending for the episode was Courtney going to the JSA hideout, and she takes the props of some JSA members and she's out for recruiting. But one really really cool one was where Courtney takes Alan Scott's Green Lantern. So could we see Green Lantern pretty soon? Like, even like the thought of it just sounds crazy. And she does also take Our Man's helmet as well, and she does take Johnny's pen as well. But like the most shocking one out of all of them for me, as I said, was that when she takes the lantern of Alan Scott. I'm just very excited to see if Green Lantern does actually come into play for this show. But yeah, overall this episode was so good. It was the best episode of the season so far, and is the best episode of the other two episodes. And I will give it a 9.9 out of 10. I'm just very intrigued to see what's next. Like more, I want to know more about like the ISA, motivations as well. And I'm interested to see like these JSA new recruits. But yeah guys, this is pretty much it for this video. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video.